And welcome back, everyone, to Mizzou Hockey TV. My name is Luca Vitale. Joining me today is alum Austin Gast. Austin, how we doing?
I'm good. How about yourself? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. And you're one of the older alum, as some fans may not exactly know who you are, as you graduated in 2022. So with that in mind, sort of just briefly introduce yourself to the fans and where'd you land after graduation?
Yeah, so I was on in 2018, I started on the first team where we were about 8 to 9 guys, I think, the first semester. Then we got up to like 12, I think, in the second semester. But 4 years at Mizzou, then I lived in Kansas City the past year and a half, and now I'm back in St. Louis. So
good to hear. St. Louis apparel right there. So always good to see for the St. Louis guys. A lot of Chicago people, by the way, in this year's team, if you didn't recognize that quite a bit. A lot of KC still, though, by the way.
Yep, yep.
So you mentioned the 8 guys on the team. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But I did want to kick off this episode with this question for you. You are obviously actively watching the streams on Friday and Saturday nights, and the broadcasting crew and we are very thankful for those that tune in. Your people like yourself, just the fans in general, as we love putting these together for the fans and obviously just promoting Mizzou hockey in general. So obviously we thank people like you and the fans, and we're just very happy that you guys are tuning in. But regardless, can you sort of just talk to us from your perspective? What's changed about this program since you've departed in May of 2022?
I think what has changed, and like even when I was still there, the senior year, I think everyone was starting to understand what we're trying to do with the program. Ever since first it was Billy Hindle, who was my president, then we had Clayton Lieberman, and then obviously Holden, and Holden did a great job, and really just getting players and people at Mizzou to understand that, it's for real. We actually want to have a great team, and we want to put this in the right direction. It's not just I want to go to a Friday night game and go play some hockey. You need to be dedicated to the team. And I think people are actually they're understanding that. So.
That's good. That's good. Obviously, I mean, you mentioned the 8 people, and a few weeks ago, I spoke with one of your former teammates, Holden Carroll, and he mentioned that the size of one of the teams he was on had 13 active skaters. So for those that may not necessarily know, like the lines and all that stuff, there are 4 lines of offense, and there's 12 skaters. Only one more for the one of those teams, and that's just crazy to even think about. But here's what Holden said regarding that experience.
At first, it throws you off guard a little bit, because I don't think that even playing youth hockey, I've ever had that few of guys show up for games.
All right, Austin, do you relate to Holden's response there?
Yeah, I definitely do. Growing up, I was never on a team that had 13 guys. It was always, 20 players, a couple guys on, in case someone gets hurt, and 2 or 3 goalies, nothing like what we experienced. With 13 guys, it was actually 2 goalies as well. So it was about 11 guys on that team. And I definitely didn't expect that coming into the program too. Me and Logan Conroy were the only 2 rookies on the team. And there was about 7 other guys that have been there for a while. But it was hard to go to practice every day and be like, should we keep playing hockey or not? Because it's like, there's 9 guys on this team. I don't want to just keep traveling with 9 guys. You want people to take it for real. And our captain at the time just didn't care to be there, didn't really care about hockey at all. It was kind of just fun for him. But for us, we wanted to take it to another level.
Wow. 11. That's insane. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I never played hockey in my life. I don't even know how to ice skate. But, the thing is just chewing minutes. I mean, think of those defensemen in the NHL that chew up minutes. I mean, Seth Jones isn't currently healthy on the Blackhawks, but that dude chews up minutes. He averages about 20 minutes a night. Just thinking about a college kid on a club team doing that, it's just really hard to sort of understand that, really, because you're not exactly doing it, but you're out there doing that, and it's just really hard to fathom how hard that was. Can you just sort of talk to us? What was that like night in and night out, especially in a back-to-back?
Yeah, I actually have a great example. I believe it was ISU, Illinois State University. We were playing over there, traveled there, had a hotel and everything, and the first game Friday night, there was about 10 minutes left in the third. My buddy Logan on our team, who was the other rook, got hit from behind. So I went in and hit the other guy. We both kind of got up and started fighting these guys. We both got kicked out of the game and got a game suspension. And another guy, Nick Haney, I believe, got kicked out as well. So then there was only about 7 guys on the ice to finish the game. And then the next morning we had to, pretty sure we forfeited because we didn't have enough guys to go play. So it's games like that where it does suck. It's just hard.
Yeah. 7 guys. I was going to say, I'm like, I would have been shocked if you would have said you would have played with 7 guys, but you sort of did in the rest of that game. So
yeah. So
yeah. So you were part of that squad that was demoted to D3 a few years back. So whether you're a part of like a hockey program, competitive cheer, basketball, you never want to be like demoted in anything. Can you sort of walk me through that experience and how you and the rest of the team sort of took that news?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw it coming after going 0-22. You know, that's just definitely a gut punch. But I mean, there wasn't really much we could do. We just had to come back and be better. And obviously COVID kind of played in there with us not really being able to play that next year as much. But really just recruiting the guys, and Henry and Jacob Kastner were big in that process because they came in my sophomore year, their freshman year. And they were great players, and they got a few more rookies to join as well. And that's where I really think it started to turn a little bit, because we had about 14 guys or so, or maybe 16 with goalies. But right then and there, people were starting to see that like we're getting people out to the games and starting to like it. Obviously COVID came into play there, but I think it was just adding the rookies and showing them that this is serious, not just telling them like this is just for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, sort of, how do you like convince people? How do you get people on the same page that we want to compete? This isn't just like a club sport. We want to compete to be real, to be that top 5 team they are today in the rankings in D3. How do you sort of like convince your players that you want to be on the same page?
I think just work ethic and telling them that, like just putting procedures in there too, where if you miss a game, you're going to get fined, or you're going to get benched a period if you miss practice, because, yeah, you're in college, you want to have fun. People are in fraternities, totally get it. But if you're missing practice to go out to the bar, it's just like this, then you're not for real. And it's kind of just not just telling them, but showing them that like, you're going to have to prioritize hockey here instead of prioritizing going out every night. So I think that setting that into play is just kind of where it turned around there.
Yeah. So let's sort of look at from a positive side, right? Let's look at from the positive standpoint. The promotion to D2 next season, what does that say about Mizzou and its impact on the future generation of Tigers?
I think it's, one, it's awesome, and I'm so happy that they're doing that, and I can congratulate all of them. But I think it's just showing them that we're for real. That's a serious program, especially with all the social media and everything, and being able to show people on social media that this is for real, I think will help them get that. So yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So you watch a lot of the streams. Has any player sort of caught your attention?
Obviously Spoles. He's a great player. He's a sniper. He's a great guy to play with. He's always positive, and definitely is putting the team in the right direction, as well as being the president. So.
So you played with Spoles half a season. Did you see him taking the program to this sort of just direction? Did you really see like this sort of leadership quality in him that he was able to sort of change the complete trajectory of a program like this?
I mean, yeah, day one, it was the respect he gave everyone and the respect he was given as well, just because the player he is and who he is as a person. At first, it was like, I hope he's going to be able to take this in the right direction, but you never know, obviously with what I've experienced, but it's awesome to see the route that it is going, and he's doing a great job, and getting people to take it serious and proving to our fans and just to Mizzou that we're a good hockey team.
So you've played and have experienced obviously the downs of losing, like you mentioned, the 0-22 season. What's your biggest piece of advice for these young players to ride this wave of momentum going into the second half of the season?
Yeah, just keep their head up, keep going strong. And if you do lose a game and things were, you start losing some and whatnot, just look back at what Mizzou was 4 years ago and where they're at now, and just keep going. Just keep working hard, and they'll get there. I mean, you see it now. So
now sort of to just reflect on your journey within the Mizzou hockey organization, what was your least favorite place to play at?
Least favorite place, man, probably would be that ISU, because it was just kind of a crappy barn. The drive over there it sucked. There was only about 9 or 10 guys on the bus. And then we had a forfeit. So then we didn't even get to play a second game. It was probably one of the not the best experience. So.
And what got you to start playing hockey? I mean, your cousin Gast obviously played on the team as well, but what sort of inspired you to play hockey?
My dad had me start in skates when I was 3 years old, and kind of just fell in love with it. It was I played a couple other sports, but it was always just hockey. That's the way I was going, and just loved the guys in the sport as well.
I had Henry Caston on the show last week, and just like Henry, you were also on the offensive side of the puck. What got you to play offense?
I actually, when I was growing up, I played defense for a good amount of time. And then in high school, my coach switched me to left wing, and thought I'd do better as a role up there. And since then, I just kept playing up there. So I think that's just where I'm at as a team, usually a team player too. I'm more of a assist guy than a goal scorer, so I think that helps.
Was your brother more of the goal scorer, or excuse me, your cousin, was he more of the goal scorer?
I think, yeah, I think so. He had a great shot. He liked to shoot high a lot of the time and miss the net, but no, when he did hit the net, it was a snipe. So.
And what is your best Mizzou hockey memory?
My best memory, I mean, just in general, I think the bus rides with all the boys is just amazing. That's where you really embrace that brotherhood. It's when you're actually sitting down with maybe you're a senior, sitting down with a freshman, and just talking to them and building that relationship that you probably wouldn't if you're not on that bus and you're just playing hockey. So I think the bus rides were huge.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking a trip to Springdale in the near future here. First week back, going to Springdale, Arkansas, take on the Razorbacks for the second time this semester. And I'm sure those Razorbacks will be a little hungry after that series sweep back into Jefferson City. But with all of that in mind, did you have a specific game that you played during your tenure and you remember it to this day because of something that was very impactful or something that happened? Do you have any of those?
I think it was the Maryville game when we played at Maryville, playing their D2 team. We're D3. This is kind of where we're turning around. It was my junior year, I believe. And we won. We won in a shootout, but it started by Trevor Jones tying it with I think there was 0.6 seconds left in the third. And that was just, it was awesome. And that was also the semester, I believe we went to regionals. And it was the first time in a while that we did. And then actually Cole, my cousin, scored in the shootout to win. So that was kind of a big game for me to see our success going against a good Maryville D2 team. So.
And did you have a welcome to the ACHA sort of moment in your career?
I think there wasn't anything crazy, but the welcome to it was basically, you're going to be playing with these 9 guys, and welcome to it. This is what the ACHA is. But obviously where the team's at now, it's just even better. So.
Yeah, and just playing with 9 guys, sort of can you sort of just talk to us, what was practice like? Was there something that you guys weren't able to do or something like that?
So, I mean, yeah, practice is, we don't have a coach at practices. Our captain, who really didn't take it serious, was the one running practice. And they weren't bad practices, but, you couldn't really go scrimmage all the time at the end to, have game-like scenarios because you had 9 guys. You But again, that was first semester. The second semester, we did have enough guys. But you know, that it was kind of more of like a stick and puck, I would compare it to. That's how it felt. Didn't really feel like we were practicing and trying to use each other as much as it started to the following semester.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in to Mizzou Hockey TV. Be sure to follow us on social media, visit our website, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. My name is Luca Vitale. Joining me today, Austin Gast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.